This is New Vision TV News with me, Lynn Komjisha. Former Vice President Dr. Specioza Wandela Kaziwe has expressed a desire to see hastened women emancipation, including culture, changing so that Buganda can have a female Kabaka like the United Kingdom. Dr. Kaziwe, who has several firsts in her record, continues to be a woman activist, and New Vision TV brings you her take on a variety of current issues. Uganda's first woman vice president, who also held several ministerial posts and was the first woman MP for Kampala, Dr. Specioza Wandela Kaziwe, has always been a fierce advocate of women's rights and emancipation. She one time advocated for girls to learn martial arts to be able to beat male bullies. Though no longer in the limelight, Specioza is still committed to the women's cause and says although Ugandan women have achieved visibility in the last 3 decades, a lot still remains to be done, including changing the cultures so that the Kingdom of Buganda can be ruled by a female Kabaka.
Now, the tradition that you see men accepting women in a non-affirmative position is a tradition which we want to become part of our culture. That a woman can take over Kabaka Buganda, just like Britain. Parliament had to change the law to say now, for them it's now their culture. For it to become Katiaba Abakazi, they inherit. They become Abasika. It is scattered here like Saida Bumba, Honorable Bumba. She's the heir to her father's estate, and it is not a small estate. Now, we want those scattered to become part of the culture that nobody even asks, how can it be a girl?
In a wide-ranging interview touching on different issues, Dr. Kaziwe decried local cultures that still prohibit girls from succeeding their fathers when they die, citing a few lucky girls who have succeeded their fathers, like former Finance Minister Honorable Saida Bumba. Saida is a sister of the first NRA commander Ahmed Seguya. Another prominent Muganda, Professor Apollon Sibambi, is also known to be in favor of girls becoming heirs to their fathers.
Now, what we would like to see is more women in the boardrooms to influence programs. Boardrooms, policies are already made, but the boardroom is where resources are distributed. Resources are distributed not in government. Government, yes, but the real resources are in the industry, in the service sector. You have those boardrooms. Do they have women who are capable of making sure differences are made? So this is where we are now. Otherwise, the other area which is of concern to me, which is causing bleeding of many countries, bleeding of Africa, is the peace and security area. That is where we hardly have women participating in equal measure to men. You'll see places like Sudan, where the women who are leading that deliberation. So now that is another area where I'm focused on with respect to Africa.
Dr. Kaziwe said that after 3 decades of deliberate efforts by the NRM, women have accessed high positions in public life, where policy is shaped, like cabinet ministers, a third of parliament seats, permanent secretaries, judges and administrators. But she says they must now enter the boardrooms where resources are distributed. Dr. Kaziwe, a surgeon of long standing, who is also the presidential advisor on population issues, explained the reduction of the government's health budget, saying that health is not found only in hospitals. She explained that more budgetary resources have been sent to preventive health, which is more important, like provision of clean water and energy for cooking, which would save millions of women and babies from lung diseases caused by firewood and charcoal smoke. Dr. Kaziwe recently won a 200 million shillings award from a journalist who defamed her. But she said the 200 million is peanuts because the journalist made her miss a $50,000 per month job to which the former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon had nominated her, which she could have done for several years. $50,000 is about 200 million shillings. Kaziwe is still very active in the women's cause, who is a Nalongo who bore Baganda twins. What are the chances of her wish to see a female Kabaka happening in her lifetime? Moving on, more members of the private sector have been supported by the government through the Skills Development Facility project. Over 300 women in Lubaga division in Kampala received 70 million shillings to beef up their entrepreneurship skills. This was through the umbrella association, Lubaga Women Volunteers Initiative in Wakaliga. They joined the many already on the list of the beneficiaries across the country. The $21 million, which is about 78.4 billion worth of skills development facility launched last year, is aimed at improving and narrowing the skills gap in the country. It has since benefited over 170 groups in the private sector around the country, with over 28 billion shillings so far released through the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. And now Simon Ochen Eidido, a barrister at Chariots Coffee, is the winner of the 11th Annual Uganda National Barristers Championship. He beat 5 barristers in a highly contested final showcase on Friday at Protea Hotel in Kampala. A barrister is a professional coffee brewer, a person who makes coffee drinks. The 2-day competitive showcase started with 15 semi-finalists who competed to make the best espressos, cappuccinos, and signature drinks before a team of judges. Started in 2008, the competition is organized by the Uganda Coffee Development Authority. It attracts contestants from coffee shops, hotels, and coffee clubs around the country. This year, the competition attracted 38 participants in the preliminaries. 15 were selected for the semi-finals. 5 were from coffee clubs in the Inter-University Barrister Championships for university students. You're still watching New Vision TV, and now for Pearl of Africa series, we take a look at Chibale National Park, the chimpanzee dynasty. Chibale National Park is known as home for the chimpanzees. The park that is located along the Fort Portal Bundibujo Road harbors a number of primate species. It was gazetted in 1932 and officially made a national park in 1993. Take a look.
When you reach Chibale National Park, you are sure that this is going to be the most rewarding destination to explore. From the nature walks to the fresh air, then the monkeys that jump from one tree to the other, and most importantly, the chimpanzees that are not so common in other national parks in Uganda. Indeed, this adventure is a once-in-a-lifetime. Chibale is said to have 13 species of primates. Many tourists and educationists come here to understand more about chimpanzees. They find shelter in this forest cover. It is very easy to track them, and the tour guides are so helpful. So find time and explore Chibale National Park. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website www.newvision.co.ug. Our newspaper, The Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures, so get your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories.
And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more of your updates on your mobile, on your desktop, on your tablet, anywhere in the world by visiting www.newvision.co.ug. I am Lynn Komjisha.